If you're driven by ambition and the desire just to have what you want, you will always consider obscurity to be punishment. If you're driven by ambition and only want to have what you want, then when God puts you in a hiding place, you'll believe he's punishing you rather than transforming you. Second thing that Jordan tells us is this, and I'm almost done, that your processing, your dying, will never be completely private. Just when you wish nobody saw what you're going through, there's 50 prophets standing on the other side looking at you. Let me see how Elisha handles this. Come on, if we're honest, most of us want to live out all of our processing where nobody can see it. I want to give you an illustration because it looks like you're in obscurity and you can't see anybody else, but they can see you. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. How many of you know when God takes a squirmy little caterpillar? That caterpillar was not born to wiggle through dirt all of its life. That caterpillar was not born to just climb and sit in trees. That caterpillar was created to reveal the beauty of the Lord, to fly. I believe I can touch the sky every night and day, spread my wings and... Why have we got all the people that know the song, but we keep squirming like caterpillars? Here's why. That to get from a caterpillar to a butterfly, that caterpillar begins to spin its own, what we call a cocoon. A cocoon. And it gets shut up in a place, watch this, where it can't see anybody, but anybody walking by can see it. You ever felt like nobody knows where I am? I'm going through something nobody knows. And if you stop and talk to 5 of your friends, they could already tell you they're going through something. One of my closest friends was with me this week. Kathy and I picked him up. And he didn't even have to say anything to me. Later on we talked, and I found out what it was. He got in my truck. I've known him since 1984. He got in my truck, and I said, something's wrong. Why? Because when you are in a processing place, you can't see anybody, but they can see you. But watch this. They also make assumptions. They assume the caterpillar's gone. They assume that you have spun yourself into silence and into oblivion. The crowd's wondering, what are you doing? They don't recognize that inside on the outside doesn't look like anything's happening, but inside energy's being released, and this old form is metamorphosizing. It's being transformed into something it wasn't before. And all of a sudden, in the midst of all of that cocoon that looks like it's empty and silent and dead and dry, all of a sudden one morning you walk by and boom, there's a wing sticking out the side of it, and you're tempted to want to reach in there and pull the butterfly out, but it's the struggle that makes it strong enough to fly. So it has to fight its way out of this place of development, because it's in the fight It's when you don't quit. It's when you don't walk away from the struggle. It's when you don't give up on your marriage in year 5 because you know God has a plan for you that's filled with good and not evil, and your wing fights all it's got, and the other wing begins to fight with everything it's got. And sooner or later there comes a day when you break your way out of that season and into a brand new season, because God has done something in transformation.